Question number 2, homework 16. You wish to test the following claim at a significance level of alpha equals 5%. The null hypothesis states that the first population proportion is equal to the second population proportion. The alternative hypothesis states that the first population proportion is not equal to the second population proportion. So again, we're going to go to the resources. From the resources, we will access the statistical calculator. And because we're comparing two population proportions, the test we're using here is the z-test for difference of proportions. So that is this calculator right here. And now I know that I have a two-tailed test. That is the first piece of information. And I know alpha is 5%, so 0.05. Now I will read the question and then I will fill in the information. So I do have two populations. I need the information from the question. So you obtain 115 successes in a sample of 486. So that is from the first population. So I have X and I have the sample size. X1, so the number of successes is the method used here. We do not have a sample proportion. So I was given the number of successes, which is basically X1. And then the sample one is 486. And then I will keep reading to get the information from the second population. You obtain 86 successes in a sample of size 550 from the second population. So X2 is 86. And the population size from the second population is, the sample size from the second population is 550. And that's all I need here. So I obtained all of the information. Now I'm going to compute the values. What do we need to find here? We will need to find the test statistic accurate to 3 decimals. I'm going to go with 4 decimals just to report it more accurately. So it's going to be 3.262602. Is it 3 point? Yes. It's 3.2602. And I'm going to submit my question just to verify that my answer is correct. Now I need the p-value, and the p-value should be rounded to 4 decimals. So it's going to be 0.0011, 0.0011. And I'm going to submit one more time. And now you notice how the p-value is actually less than alpha. And because p-value is less than alpha, we reject the null hypothesis. Because we rejected the null hypothesis, that means we do have enough evidence to support our claim. So let's read these statements. The first statement says there is sufficient evidence to warrant rejection for the claim or of the claim. That is the wrong answer. We do have evidence to support our claim. The second statement says we do not have evidence or there isn't sufficient evidence to warrant the rejection. Both the sentence here is basically statistically inaccurate and the language used is not accurate either. So it's not the second answer. The sample data supports the claim that the first population proportion is not equal to the second population proportion, and that is the correct conclusion because we rejected the null hypothesis, which means we do have enough evidence to support our claim, which means the sample data that we collected actually supports our claim. And then they stated the claim, which is basically the alternative hypothesis, that the population proportion from the first population is not equal to the second population proportion. And that is the answer for question number 2. And this is how you should answer question number 2 using the calculator. You are not going to use the formulas and Excel sheet to compute the test statistic and the p-value manually. You will resort to using the calculator, which is going to be available on your test as well.